Hello, inmates. Shout out to my imprisoned watchers. How you doing? I like to call you my captive audience. Thank you. It's funny. That is funny, right? So there's this Mexican soap star, and his name is Eduardo Yanez. Eduardo has a reputation for getting angry with reporters.
Y ya no me falta respeto.
No te falta en ningún momento.
Eduardo is under criminal investigation, and they say he could face up to 6 months in jail. Well, the boys will have fun with him in there. He's a nice-looking man. Just keep your mouth and your sphincter shut. This thing about Lauryn Hill going to prison, they gave her 3 months in prison, not jail like in the county lockup, but prison, like where Large Marge is. She looks like she'll do well in prison, right? Revolution!
You know when you check into a jail, you have to show them your ID before you can come in?
Yes.
So you show them
I mean, no, but okay.
I mean, no, serious. Wendy, so you never visited anyone that was...
No, Nene, never. Never in my life. And furthermore, no disrespect, and shout out to everybody on lockdown. How you doing? Nene's was arrested several times in the 90s, and here's one of her mugshots. and here's another one of the mugshots. Not damn. Really? And here's a third mugshot. And what I got from all 3 mugshots is that I can't tell the difference between Nene's first nose and the nose job nose. Nene was charged back then with theft, violating probation, and allegedly issuing bad checks. How many of you all were ever arrested when you were younger, like under 20 years old? Exactly. Well, okay. We've all,
Yes.
in some way or shape or form, have done something.
You know when you said, has anybody been arrested? One dude shot his arm straight up.
That's him right in the middle.
And then you can see women go, what's the statute of limitation? What state are we in? How honest can I be? Everybody's watching Wendy. If Nene Leakes was in the audience, she would have been like this. With my old nose or my new one?
Have you ever been in a lockup for a few hours? I didn't say anything, you're just assuming something, which is what I love about being on TV as opposed to radio, is because now all I gotta do is stare at the camera as opposed to have like radio silence. It wasn't quite as effective, you know, the dramatic effect. So I'll give it to you again. Have you ever been in lockup for a few hours? I mean, I know a lot of people and I watch a lot of movies. And what I will tell you, from what they've told me, is all it takes is a few hours to learn your lesson. You will never do that again. And you meet all kind of people and they take your jewelry and stuff and then they, you know, you gotta get fixed. Anyway. Teresa survived her first night in prison. As prison goes, it's not the place for all of us because they make you remove your hair. Well, you know you can't have a wig on in prison and clip-ins and stuff. But as far as prison goes, Teresa has the best hair for prison because all of this is hers. Cute ponytail, the girls are gonna love her. So Teresa, shout out to you. I know it's just after, it's almost 10:15 there in Connecticut, and you're in the same time zone, and you're probably watching with your new friends. Teresa, shout out to everybody in jail. I understand this show is big in jail. Look, Teresa, and good luck. I guess it's too late for that. Don't drop the soap. Oh. Anyway, but at that prison up in Danbury, wake-up call is 6 a.m., which is more sleep than many of us get. What time is your wake-up call? 5:15, Suzanne?
5:15.
Mine is 5:45, and I keep hitting the alarm until 6.
I think I might want to head to prison, though, if I can sleep till 6.
Yes! I know. We had a whole list of stuff that's in the commissary. The commissary sells top-name stuff like Pantene shampoo and, like, you know, not store brand, and canned sardines. And they sell Jolly Ranchers, and they sell headphones, and MP3 players, gold coral lip gloss, and hair gel and everything. So, Suzanne, you're right. Might not be such a bad place. If I was going to jail, I would like to have a nice dinner at the house. Maybe hire a chef. And have some of my favorite friends over. No flyers. Just, hello? Come over. You know. And I would want to be twisted all night. No, look. I'd want to be twisted all night into the morning when the sun comes up and the jail van is about to pick me up. Because, you know, the idea of having to get frisked down and having to be searched and then putting on that orange jumpsuit, at least I'm a little nice. So I don't, you know, so it seems like it's not as bad. And then once they put me in my cell, I'd go to sleep on account of a hangover. My system would be full of everything. Teresa Giudice, whatever. Well, she's about to release her prison tell-all. I'm gonna do my Teresa voice, which might sound like my mother's, but I'm sorry. At 12 to 1, look, they had Black History Show and handed out questions about Black history. Whoever answered the questions right gets a Hershey's candy bar or a pack of tuna. The Hershey bar might garner more respect in the jail because most women love chocolate, you know what I'm saying? Me, I'm always thinking about fighting too. See, when you pop the top of the tuna fish, you can use it as a weapon and the whole bit. Because if they turn on you, you're gonna have to shank her with a rusty screwdriver. I'd be scared to write a tell-all about prison life. You know why? Because inmates become outmates. And outmates sometimes do things that require them to go back to being inmates. It's got to be hard, like, you know, if you're young and say you smoke weed, to be on probation. Or you're young and you're dating and you're up to things. You know, I would imagine the older you get, the easier it is to do probation because you're not allowed to leave the country. The officers always have to be notified when you leave your block. In my mind. In my mind. Well, first of all, when you're older, all you want to do is sit down and watch TV anyway. As a matter of fact, forget probation. I could do house arrest. You put that little lock on my foot, I don't care. I'm not going anywhere. As long as you have batteries in your remote and a good blender, one of those ones that does not only blendation, but also, like a Jamba Juicy type thing, you know, and you have enough stuff in your freezer. And plus, if you have the delivery store delivering to you, are you serious? I don't want to be snippy, but that sounds like heaven. Send the boy to the mailbox. When you're on house arrest, you can't even go to the mailbox to get your mail. Who cares? Nothing in there but bills anyway. This rapper, Kevin Gates, I am so upset. I don't even want to talk about it. You know, he's a friend of the show, but this is what I do, so I have to talk. So he's going to jail for 6 months. He's going to miss Christmas, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day. He's going to miss the first thaw of winter. He won't be out until April, you all. Which is kind of good, because here in New York, the weather sucks about this time of year anyway. Just stay in the cell. By the time you get out, it'll be beautiful out. Another reality TV star might be heading to prison. Dance Moms, Abby Lee Miller. I think she's so pretty. Don't you think she's pretty? I think Abby Lee Miller is really pretty, and she's got a really good smile. But if she's a crook, the girls in prison are gonna love that pretty. It's a medium security prison, which means maybe she'll get pushed, but she's not gonna get thrown to the ground. And also, co-ed. Okay. Lil Wayne is writing his memoir about his time in jail back in 2010. You know, he served time on Rikers Island. And you're clapping for that, ma'am? Oh, you're one of my regulars. Oh, so yes, you're extremely shady. Okay, okay. So he's writing this memoir. He was on the island for 8 months, and a lot of people were saying, well, that wasn't long enough to write a memoir. I was like, no. That wasn't Camp Cupcake, that was Rikers. Martha Stewart. You know, she was in Camp Cupcake, which is like, you know, it wasn't like, you know, a scared straight prison. It was like one of those good ones with no bars. Anyway, so he's writing this memoir. In it, some of the things that he talks about is how he loved to watch American Idol. But you know what else? You know what else he said? He said that when 10 a.m. here in New York, that's when our show comes on, 10 a.m. in New York. He said when the Wendy Williams show would come on at 10 a.m., he'd rather go sit in his cell alone than watch our show. Whatever, then you're the only one on lockdown, because from what I understand, shout out to everybody in lockdown, because this is one of the hours that calms everyone down and makes everyone joyous. Shout out to the TV room there at the prison. Thank you for watching. Meek is not watching because he's in solitary confinement. He's been there for the last 10 days. And he's there because of his celebrity. Meek reportedly thinks he'll be safe in general population because he's well respected in the streets. No, Meek, it only takes one jailbird to be jealous of you and sharpen something like a Bic pen and dip it in rust. Excuse me. I love gangsta TV, so I know how it goes down. Miley Cyrus, she was performing on stage in Mexico with the butt, and she has a dancer spanking her with the Mexican flag and dabbing her booty crack with it and stuff. And now, mind you, what civilized person disrespects the flag of any country or any place? I don't know these people. I don't know these people. And people are calling for her to have a little sentence in jail and get the fine. And personally speaking, I watch a lot of Locked Up Abroad. And those Mexican prisons are 36 hours, that little white girl might be dead. Did you hear that the situation is going to jail? Prison. Norman says he's too nice for jail. That's the only word that he could use to describe, and I get it.
He's so sweet on the show.
He did $8.9 million. That's years of not paying taxes.
I know, but he's
Wesley Snipes got 3 years.
That's true.
For not paying taxes.
Yeah, but he seems so sorry.
Norman even says he's not going to survive prison.
Not.
I'm sure he'll be just fine. Now, what do you do if they let you go to Miami and you're hanging out with, you know, your old crew and the cameras are there and you kind of, you know, feeling, first of all, I'm raiding the minibar. I'm not gonna smoke your weed, it's gonna stay in my system, but I'm gonna raid the minibar. Snooki is gonna smuggle me a few fifths into my room. Yes, and I'm gonna get down. Because I'm going to jail. Also, while I'm down there, I need the best plastic surgeon ever to give me a whole new face. Then, I'm gonna jump in the water, swim to Cuba, and start a new life. Yeah. You know, when you know you're going to jail, what do you do with your last few moments? get drunk, party, try to escape. Do you become a fugitive? I don't know. I think I might hide under the bed or something. I'm not going to jail. They don't allow wigs. So it's day 3. Bill Cosby is behind bars. Oh, look at the lawn is beautiful. It's very clean in there. There's this particular cell. All right, this is in Pennsylvania. He's got a single cell. Look, the toilet and the sink attached. There's that hard bed. And he can write a book on that hard stool in his room. But when he socializes, he has to come right out. If you notice his neighbors, everyone else is general population. So when you rape and you're in general population, they say, you get back what you gave out. Like in jail, man, they don't like child molesters and they don't like the raper. Boing, oing, 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 oing. Hey, you know, Bill, when you want to keep things cold in that cell of yours, I know some people who've told me that you put them in your toilet because that's the coldest place within a cell. Like, no, you flush the toilet, you clean the toilet. But if you have extra milk or an extra pudding and stuff, look, you've got to become very resourceful when you go to prison. Like the iron makes the grilled cheese. A hot Susie eases your pains. And the toilet makes for coolness. By the way, the teardrop means you've killed somebody.
That's what I heard. I heard that. While working here, I found that out.
You used to be such a nice white woman. Now you know way too much about the streets.
I do.
Oh, what a mess, Suzanne.